What's up, y'all? So, as I've been hand delivering all of my value bombs from my last two posts, the same question kept coming up. And so I thought that I would just hit record and kind of talk through why my DM strategy works and the one little secret sauce that you're really not going to learn in a lot of lead gen courses. Now, I'm going to warn you, I'm going to get a little woo, if that's okay. I think you guys can handle it. And so the first thing that I want to break down is that having messenger conversations and physically being on the other side of messenger is really the principle behind why my entire ad strategy works incredibly well. And there's a lot of people who will try to shortcut that. They'll try to hire a VA. And I get it. There's some of you guys who are watching this video right now that you're like, I'm too busy to do that. I understand and I hear you. But there is something to being behind the messenger and being really front facing to your leads. Okay. I'm just going to say that. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, I can get a chat bot to do this and all that stuff. Everyone wants to try to get away from actually doing that. But I will say this, it is super powerful. And I'm actually doing that, what I'm about to explain in this video right now is the fact that Laurel's on the other side of this screen, Laurel's on the other side of this messenger. Um, my students are trained to know that I'm there, right? And so every time that I do a two-step post or a messenger conversation, people are really responsive to me because of that. Now, that is something that I have been working on for years. Like, I have trained my audience to know that I'm on the other side of this messenger conversation. And I have trained you guys to know that I'm going to deliver value. I'm not going to try to sell you, I'm not going to try to pitch you. It is my intention to be as helpful as possible. And a lot of you guys are actually messing that up for your audience. You're showing up ready to sell instead of showing up ready to be helpful. And so that's going to be a really great transition into the second part of this, which is a little bit woo. Okay. So right now, I just wrapped up probably having about 200 messenger conversations because of those two-step posts that I did on my profile, which are below this video. By the way, if you want to know how to get leads to actually talk to you in Messenger, go to one of my two posts below this one and comment, and I'll give you guys one of the guides that I made for my private clients this past week. Because that just kind of seems to be an issue that so many people have is getting people to respond in Messenger. This second part, like I said, is going to get a little woo, but it is my macro belief that this is the secret sauce to getting this strategy to work. That's just my own opinion. So basically what I do is I grab a cup of coffee. I'm typically working from Christina's office in the morning like I am right now. This is her office. Um and I usually sit on that couch right there cuddled up. Lately, we've had the fire going. I'm telling you guys this because I make myself a place and I set the intention that for the next hour, I'm going to actually be as helpful as possible. I think a lot of you guys are trying to work messenger conversations into your day instead of really sitting down, getting comfortable, and setting the intention that I'm going to be as helpful as possible. And I think that that makes a huge difference. I'm not talking to people when I'm rushed or rushing the conversation. Like, I typically do it whenever I am already serving my Lean on Laurel students. So my Lean on Laurel students get access to me on Voxer every single morning from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And so what I typically do is I plan to deliver my value bombs and have conversations during that time. Why? Because I've already set the intention that my high level students are paying me a lot of money to show up and be of service. So already my mindset is to be of service. And so already I'm going into it from this level of being helpful. And so I would say this, take a look at how you're having your messenger conversations. Are you rushing it? Are you trying to get to the sale? Because I have a feeling that a lot of you guys are kind of treating this strategy as an afterthought, as a chore, as something that you have to do. I honestly love having messenger conversations. It is my favorite thing to do. As a matter of fact, at night, sometimes when I'm having my glass of wine, I will open up if my wife's gone and I'm by myself. I'll just go and start having messenger conversations. My wife says that is not her preferred way that I have messenger conversations because when I have a little wine, I'm a little bit maybe overly helpful, but you know what? It's I fucking love you guys so much. And I think that that comes out in the way that I show up to serve, whether it's doing a video like this or whether it's in Messenger. And that's not tooting my own horn, that's just who I am. And so you have to figure out how to align this with how your personality is, right? My personality is this. Like I've always been, super chatty Cathy. And so this just really aligns with my personality. And the main principle that I teach you guys is conversations are the fastest path to cash. I show up in Messenger the same way that I would show up to someone who came to my office and sat in my chair and asked me a question. Every time that I approach a DM conversation, I approach it as if that person just paid me $500 to solve their most immediate problem. Now, one of the things that I'm going to explain, because a lot of people are like, well, how do you set boundaries? Okay. Now, here's what I do. This is what is comfortable for me. So if you're in the $7 program, your container to ask me questions is the Ask Laurel thread, right? Your container is the 2 Zoom coaching calls. That's the container for my $7 program. Now, whenever I'm delivering these value bombs in Messenger, that's actually an opportunity for people to ask me a question, and I give them permission in Messenger. Now, if you're in Momentum, you've got Accountability Club. That is the container that you use in order to ask me questions. But whenever I'm delivering the value bombs and you ask for one, but Momentum members already get all of them anyway, but every one of my programs has a very specific container. Lean on Laurel, they get daily access to me on Voxer. So they don't need to have messenger conversations with me, right? And so that is how I keep everything organized. If students randomly reach out to me and they're in my $7 program and it's outside of me doing these 2 steps, I will send them to the appropriate container. But you'll see if you've ever asked for a value bomb from me, you will see that I give people permission to ask me a question. And so it is all very controlled. I set boundaries. And so I think a lot of you guys are just missing a couple of nuances to this strategy. And so hopefully this video gave you more clarity on how, or maybe given you ideas on how you can approach a strategy like this. But to me, those 3 key things right there that I just told you guys, I think that's the secret sauce to getting a strategy like this to work. 1, do the messenger conversations, set the intention to be as helpful as possible. And 3, be firm in your boundaries with your clients versus your leads.